Hello and welcome to the next video of my World's 2022 preview series, where we're going to cover Beyond Gaming, the 2 seed from the PCS. In the description, you're going to find 3 links to my Discord, to the Twitter, and to YouTube memberships. So quick spiel, hopefully over time this goes faster. Discord, come join us. We BS about the game as the games occur. BS about league in general. There's a non-league channel if you want to talk about things that are non-league, fantasy football related stuff even. There's a predictions channel where we do some interactive things. I have some things planned for Worlds that I would like to do. So if you want to join the Discord and get involved in that, go ahead. Twitter, follow me there. I post my links there for all my videos. And I'm trying to spread my social media wings, if you will. And lastly, YouTube memberships. YouTube memberships, $3 to support me so I can continue doing this and make it sustainable. Otherwise, it simply ain't going to work. And then $10 for extra content. I do my predictions there because people use it for esports gambling and betting and my insight and things like that on occasion, and I'm not going to be used for free. So that's there. Fantasy football stuff's there. If you're an NFL fan, National Football League, American football, that's there as well. So those things are there. A little bit about the video yesterday where I talked about Danny. I'm happy that I got a lot of feedback that was positive. There was 1 or 2 negative posts in there that comments that I thought were kind of, screwed up. But outside of that, I can say that we had a lot of people had a positive thing to say, which is good. A lot of people interested in my facial hair, which was a surprise. Well, it wasn't a surprise, actually. I was like, oh, well, somebody's probably going to notice eventually, but a few people did. So I see you. I commented on your stuff. And that was nice. That video was taken positively. I know I went on a rant there. I didn't want to monetize it because I swore up a storm. And I'm going to try and not swear in this one because I'd like to be able to try and monetize it. So Beyond Gaming, right now, spoiler for the power rankings, but they're 25th out of 25. TCL still have to play their finals, and there's a possibility that the TCL drops below Beyond Gaming if FB wins. But right now, Beyond Gaming's not looking too hot. Coach is Benny. Benny has been to Worlds twice. Once as a substitute jungler in 2018. That team would finish last in group stage, and then last year he went as the coach for Beyond Gaming, who this is their second year in a row they're going to Worlds. 17th and 19th, they did not get out of play-ins. They lost to, I believe, HLE. So that's a thing. They got to almost the end. I mean, they lost the match, 4th place match to get out. And then looking at this team, this is not the same team as the one that was in play-ins. Play-ins had Doggo. Doggo is now on BLG in the LPL, so this is not quite at the same level. And honestly, looking at this team as I was doing it, I'm like, wow, this team is not very good, is it? Which is not, a fault of these players. It is what it is. But you look at their stats, and they're not all that, eye-popping. We got Laikai in top lane. I'm going to go Laikai. Liang is also there, and I think he's going to be the 6th player. But Laikai played 18 of 19 games in playoffs, so this is who we're going to go with. 3.9 KDA, 7.6 CS per minute, 59.8 KP. This is a bit concerning. We've seen a lot of 60s up to 65s. Even, I think we may have had a 70 KP so far with stronger laning numbers and CS per minute than Laikai has. To have 7.6 at a minor region level is not acceptable. I do not think he's going to be like Hanabi in years past. Being very solid in top. 21 damage share, 429 damage per minute. That's a high damage share given the damage per minute so low. Damn, had a hair in my mouth. Behind at 15 minutes. Everybody on this team was behind at 15 minutes, which is a concern. This team is behind in the early game. And against better teams, you are not going to win that way. You are simply not going to win that way. So I don't know how this team is going to get out of play-ins. I really don't. If you get behind against an LCS, one of the 4 major regions, you are not going to get out of it. And frankly, behind Saigon Buffalo, you probably won't. Chief Esports Club, you probably won't. Detonation Focus Me, you're probably not going to. And that's just me listing teams off the top of my head like that. I'm like, these teams are veterans-laden teams. They're just better teams. There's no way. 6 solo kills, though. So he has kill potential in top lane. 6 champions in 18 games. No Worlds experience. In the jungle, you have Husha. 3 KDA, 5-1 CS per minute, 72-2 KP. So better than the last couple players we've seen statistically in this department. Getting the job done at over 70% as well as over 5 CS per minute. Would like that CS per minute to be higher, but compared to what we've been looking at lately, I mean, that's pretty solid. 13 damage share, 268 damage per minute. Standard behind at 15 minutes, no solo kills, 5 champions in 19 games. I've seen that people have described Husha as a good player, but, I mean, he hasn't been overly, these stats don't scream out anything to me. Last year he played as the jungler for the team. They went 5-8, losing in the 4th place match to get out of play-ins. 1.95 KDA, 538 CS per minute, 63.1 KP. So last year, 5.5 and 670 was my standard. So he was below that in both departments, not really getting enough done, not farming enough. I mean, it makes sense because this team didn't get out of play-ins that they would have been, these numbers struggle a bit. Mid lane, we have Minji. 3.2 KDA, 7.8 CS per minute, 78.4 KP. So this is a weird situation here. So we got a guy that played 19 games. 78 KP is very high. Very, very high for a non-jungler. So the way I'm looking at this right now, jungle mid is what makes things happen for this team, where a lot of teams we've seen bot lane do it. But the 7.8 CS per minute screams this guy is roaming all over the damn place. Now, he's going to get punished because 7.8 is, 1 CS less than some players he's going to face outright on average per minute. 25.9 damage share, 519 damage per minute behind at 15 minutes. Well, no duh. The guy's going to be behind at 15 minutes. This is probably the biggest roamer I've seen so far based on stats alone. I haven't watched him play. If you are a PCS fan, comment down below why these stats are the way they are. I'm going to assume it's because he roams. He played 8 champions in 19 games, had 1 solo kill. And if he doesn't roam, this champion pool has to be diluted a bit. Because you shouldn't be playing a bunch of different stuff if you are not getting the job done in lane to begin with. You need to have a foundation, especially at a Worlds event like this. I'm not too confident in this team. No Worlds experience. Bot lane, we have Waco. Waco, 4.5 KDA, 9.6 CS per minute, 66.1 KP. I would say he's the best player on the team without a doubt. 33.1 damage share, 679 damage per minute behind. No solo kills, 5 champions in 19 games. I believe 8 games of Sivir. A lot of people, I think, have said that he's solid. I think Neander might have commented on one of my replies about Shun and said something about Waco being good. And based on these stats and based on the rest of this team, I would say that he has to be the star of this team. Otherwise, I don't know how they got here. 9.6 CS per minute is more than good enough. With 66.1 KP, so he makes things happen. As your average 80 carry does, gets his damage in, gets his farm. Worlds 2019, he would finish 0-6 in group stage. 1.58 KDA, 955 CS per minute, 66.7 KP. So very similar to numbers to what we saw in the playoffs, actually. So this guy is just at this level in lane, I would say. A 9.5 to 10 CS per minute player, which is very damn good, right? At international events, that's very good. His team's 0-6 and he's still getting his farm in. So his laning numbers are probably solid. Dies too much, but his team stinks, frankly. So, in 2019 goes 0-6. Your team stunk, right? You're on struggle street. So that's a thing. Kino at support, 2.8 KDA, 68.2 KP. 1 cleared ward every 3 minutes. 1 dropped ward every 2 minutes. 8 champions in 19 games. Wide champion pool. I saw a bit of Ashe action in there. Amumu, Renata, as well as the parties we are well aware of as the Enchanters. Worlds 2021. He was with Husha and Beyond Gaming when they didn't get out of play-ins. 5-8, 1.3 KDA, 61.6 KP. That KP is low for a support. I am of the belief that a support needs to get things going. When we look at these two players here with Husha and Kino, I wish that 68.2 was up around 75%. Really, Kino should be the one making things happen, and Minji should be in his lane, and Kino should be roaming over there. And you could say, well, that isn't the meta. Well, the guy played 8 different champions. It's not like he played meta. Like, there are options there and opportunities to probably get stuff done, and he is not. I understand if you kind of hold Waco's hand because he's trying to 1v9. That's a thing. That is a strategy. I don't think it's going to work in this event. I forgot to mention Worlds 2019. The second seed of PCS would finish last in group stage, which was the team Waco was on. I think AHQ Esports Club. 2020, PSG Talon was the PCS second seed. They would end up getting out of play-ins and then actually finishing third in their group between 9th and 12th. 2021, 17th, 19th, that was Beyond Gaming. So once again, they're here. I do not like this team by comparison to last year's. Maybe it is reminiscent of that. If Waco does carry like Doggo did last time, you could see a world, right? But that's kind of the situation. A bot lane meta, I mean, it's possible. But these Minji numbers and Laikai's numbers, these solo laners, you think about the solo laners on the teams they're going to face, like Eevee and Yahorung, specifically those two. The Japanese team specifically, I think, is going to be able to take advantage of this Beyond Gaming team. I think that's one that really sticks out to me as a comparison there, where this team I do not really feel all that confident in. So if you're a PCS fan, I'm sorry for trashing your team a bit, but comment down below. These are only stats. Give me the insight. Give me the reason why this team is better than what the stats say. Thank you for watching the video. Go to the 3 links in the comments, the Discord, Twitter, and YouTube memberships. I'm also going to have a video later today with my power rankings. The top 25 is all that's left. We have 25 teams. After the TCL finals this weekend, we'll have 24, and group and play-ins will be picked and all that after LCS finals. So the 25 teams are what is left. Last week, I had a couple EU fans, and I'll mention it in the power ranking video, but they were quite silly. Their bias was seeping out of them like sap out of a tree. It was something. But nevertheless, that's what's coming up later today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back for more content.